A wildfire is an unplanned fire that burns in a natural area such as a forest, grassland, or prairie. Wildfires are often caused by human activity or a natural phenomenon such as lightning, and they can happen at any time or anywhere. In 50% of wildfires recorded, it is not known how they started. What caused Australia's disastrous wildfires? As the world's attention was drawn to Australia's lethal bushfires, climate change was most invoked as the spark. But while global warming most certainly played some role in producing the worst fires in Australia's recent history, a number of perennial climate fluctuations also coalesced during the 2019-20 season. Bushfires are a regular feature of the Austral summer, but this season has been exceptional on several accounts. First, of course, is the extent of the burn, an estimated 11 million hectares as of the 1st of February. The surface area of the state of Virginia is about the same. Then is typical, as fires broke out during the first week of spring. And unlike most years, the fires have been concentrated near major population centers in southeastern Australia, filling the air in Sydney and other urban areas with unhealthy levels of smoke. The immediate cause for the extreme season was the parched lands that resulted from a drought that began 3 years ago. In a continent accustomed to periodic droughts, 2019 was the hottest and driest year ever recorded. An estimated 143 million mammals, 180 million birds, 51 million frogs, and a staggering 2.5 billion reptiles were affected by the fires that burned across the continent. Not all the animals would have been killed by the flames or heat, but from mostly starvation and dehydration. In total, the bushfires burned more than 46 million acres, roughly the same area as the entire country of Syria. At least 3,500 homes and thousands of other buildings were lost, and 34 people died in the thousands of fires between September 2019 and March 2020. Economists estimated that the Australian bushfires may cost over $78.88 billion in property damage and economic losses, making the bushfires Australia's costliest natural disaster to date. Nearly 80% of Australians were affected either directly or indirectly by the bushfires. Many countries have offered assistance, including firefighters, helicopters, troop and money. In a tweet, Mr. Morrison thanked the US, New Zealand, Canada, and Singapore for their support on the ground. The tiny Pacific island nation of Vanuatu pledged almost $250,000 to assist bushfire victims. Between September and December 2019, Red Cross activated its emergency teams, sending them to communities affected by bushfires in Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, and Western Australia. How did Aboriginals deal with bushfires? Indigenous fire management involves the lighting of cool fires in targeted areas during the early dry season between March and July. The fires burn slowly, reducing fuel loads and creating fire breaks. Not all the areas are burnt, with the end result, a mosaic. How did the 2019 bushfires end? In mid-February, an extremely heavy rainstorm allowed firefighters to contain all of the fires in New South Wales, NSW, although fires continued to burn in Victoria. All of the fires were either extinguished or contained by March 4, 2020, 9 months after the first. In fact, Australia is the most fire-prone country on Earth. Fire services respond to between 45,000 and 60,000 bushfires in Australia each year. The impact of bushfires can be extensive and devastating, with significant loss of lives and massive property damage. The Australian government is investing $200 million to help native wildlife and their habitats recover from the devastating impacts of the fires.